Assalamu alaikum and welcome. You know, in trading, it really all comes down to two key moments: the second you enter a trade and the second you get out. If you get those right, you've got a system. But if you get them wrong, well, you're not really trading, you're just gambling. So today, we're going to master this system.
So let's just dive right into the big, frustrating question, right? Why is it that the vast majority of people who get into trading end up losing money? It's not some big secret, and honestly, understanding the answer is the very first step to making sure you're on the right side of that statistic.
And here it is, plain and simple. It all comes down to timing. They see a price shooting up, get that fear of missing out, and jump in right at the top, just before it all comes crashing down. Or maybe they see a little bit of profit, panic, and sell way too early, only to watch it keep climbing. And the worst one? Clinging to a losing trade, just hoping and praying it'll turn around until it's way too late. It is all about mastering your entry and your exit.
Okay, so how do we fix this? It all starts with having a rock-solid formula for getting into a trade. This isn't about gut feelings or what you think might happen. No, this is about having a clear, repeatable process that you follow every single time. Let's break down exactly what that looks like.
Here it is, your three-step checklist for a smart entry. First, you've got to identify support and resistance. Look, all that means is you find the price levels where the market has historically hit a ceiling, that's resistance, or a floor, that's your support. Simple. Second, you confirm the trend. Is the price generally moving up, or is it moving down? And step 3, this is the most important one, you wait for a confirmation candle. This is the market giving you a signal, like a big green candle that proves your idea was right. You don't guess, you don't jump the gun, you wait for proof.
And this slide, this right here, really says it all. Following that three-step checklist, that's a strategy. But getting impatient, feeling that itch to get in early because you just have a hunch, my friend, that's gambling. Professionals wait for confirmation. Amateurs rush in and hope for the best. And that little bit of impatience, it's a guaranteed way to lose.
All right, so you follow the checklist and you're in a trade. Great. Now your number one job instantly changes. It's not about making a profit anymore. Your top priority, above everything else, is to protect your capital. Because let's be real, without your capital, you are completely out of the game.
And your number one tool for protecting that capital is the stop loss. And there are two rules here that you just cannot break. First, you always place it logically, right behind a key support or resistance level. Think of it as a buffer zone. If the price breaks through that zone, your trade idea was probably wrong anyway, and you want out. And second, and this is a big one, once you set it, you never ever move it further away just because you're scared or hopeful. That's emotion talking, not your strategy. I absolutely love this because it's the perfect way to think about it. Your stop loss isn't a sign of failure. It's a security guard for your trading account. Its only job is to stand at the door and protect you from a disaster. You wouldn't tell your guard to go take a break, right? So don't mess with your stop loss. Okay, so we've got our entry down, we've got our defense in place with the stop loss. Now for the fun part, taking our profits. But guess what? Even this needs a smart, disciplined plan. It's not just about closing the trade when you see some green on the screen. It's about maximizing your wins in an intelligent way.
And the heart of any smart profit strategy is your risk-to-reward ratio. A really common professional standard is at least 1 to 2. So what does that mean? It's simple. For every $1 you're willing to risk with your stop loss, your target for profit should be at least $2. This simple math is what gives you an edge. It means you can be wrong more often than you're right and still be a profitable trader. Think about that. So how do you actually do this? First, you set your profit target before you even enter the trade, and when the price hits it, you get out. You have to fight that little voice of greed that says, just a little bit more. A really smart move is to also take partial profits. So when the trade is going your way, you can close out half of it to lock in some cash and then move your stop loss up to your entry point. Now the rest of your trade is completely risk-free. That's a pro move.
So now we're bringing it all together. We've talked about the mechanics, how to get in, where to set your stop, how to take your profit. But there's one thing that connects all of these steps, one single element that is way more important than any fancy indicator you can put on a chart.
And to understand why this one thing is so crucial, just look at what happens when it's missing. You get these classic account-destroying mistakes, entering a trade too late because of FOMO, getting out of a winning trade way too early because of fear, and the biggest one of all, just trading with no plan whatsoever, bouncing around based on pure emotion. Does any of that sound familiar?
And this is the ultimate takeaway. That missing piece, the thing that stops you from making all those mistakes,
is discipline. You could have the most expensive software and the best indicators in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to follow your own rules, they are completely worthless. The discipline to wait for your entry, to honor your stop loss, and to take profits at your target, that is the real secret weapon in trading.
And at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. Trading isn't about predicting the future. It's about controlling yourself. You can't control what the market does next, but you can 100% control when you enter and when you exit. If you can master those two things, you will win this game. So the only question left is, are you ready to build the discipline it takes to win?